On any given day, you can drive by the town of El Mirage, Arizona, and never know you missed it. The town measures no more than 9 by 11 miles.
It was a migrant town for many years. The people who picked cotton and broke carrots and picked onions, this is what they call home at night.
From a scrap metal yard just off of El Mirage's main drag, City Council member Almon Cutright has watched as time seemed to forget the place he's called home for 50 years.
The new houses didn't come. The big motel that was supposed to be there on the banks of the Agua Fria didn't come.
He saw the seemingly unstoppable growth of Phoenix and its satellite cities pass El Mirage by as neighboring towns grew by leaps and bounds.
West just forgetting about us, and they was just happy doing it.
And then something as good as gold was discovered here. Dirt. Inexpensive and plenty of it. The dirt rush was on. 14 developers staked their claims, buying up all available land, and plans were made to build 10,000 homes. Suddenly, Almon and his fellow city council members faced a population explosion. It's something Mayor Steve Garza can still hardly believe is happening in his hometown.
Our wildest dreams, we would have never imagined the community to be as big as it is, and it's going to grow as large as it is now.
Garza and the rest of the city council embraced the growth, and developers went to work. A sea of new homes transformed El Mirage's horizon. To city council member Frank Hernandez, the new homes peeking over the wall promised something better for El Mirage's future generations.
What I really want for El Mirage, it's for my daughters, really. I got two small daughters, 3 and a 5-year-old. I think El Mirage should be up to par with the other cities.
But almost as soon as the dream took hold, it seemed in danger of vanishing. The population growth was severely taxing the city's wastewater treatment plant. So much so, Maricopa County stopped issuing construction permits. The action brought construction crews to a standstill, and the city was on the brink of financial disaster.
The city was facing fines, and of course the builders couldn't build.
City manager Stuart Brockman says the problems went far beyond money.
If we don't get a plant operational, then the existing residents and those new residents that have just moved in are going to be creating more wastewater than we can treat. That's a health problem.
El Mirage was under the gun to find a solution. The only choice was to build a new wastewater treatment plant that could handle the incredible growth. But the city didn't just want a bigger plant. They wanted to build a better one.
Number one, cost. Not the most important thing, but for a poor town who doesn't have a lot of leverage to borrow money. They're selling bonds to do this. The second issue was the quality of water, the effluent, that the city disposes of after they treat that wastewater. The quality of that water is really important to the people who buy the water and important to the state.
Engineering companies presented plans to the council that merely promised bigger versions of what already existed, with even bigger price tags, but not cleaner water. And then Pacific Environmental Resources Corporation, or PERC, came to town. When chairman of the board, Johan Perslow, told El Mirage he could build a wastewater treatment plant 1/4 the size of the existing facility with more than triple the current capacity, the city was listening.
When you look at the PERC plan, it has a space imprint on our property. I don't know the exact percentage, but it's going to fit into a corner of this entire property. The rest of this entire plant can be decommissioned, destroyed, and we could turn this thing into a recreational park. Soccer fields, I don't know.
Perslow also told them that he could build the plant for less money in less time than his competitors. That suited Almon Cutright just fine.
It was almost $6 million cheaper than the next builder that was going to build us a plant, and offering the same capacity.
And that wasn't all. Perslow promised a plant that is a good neighbor, doesn't give off odors or look ugly.
The new plant, which is another benefit to the PERC plan, first of all, it's almost totally underground. You're going to be seeing, and I looked at the artist renditions, you're going to be seeing buildings, split-level buildings, that look like something you would see on a college campus.
But most importantly, Johan Perslow vowed to clean the city's wastewater so well, you could drink it if you had to.
Our goal is to have 100% clean water, which means at least as good as the water that's in the ground or better. So we borrow the water and we put it back. That's number one.
It didn't take long for El Mirage's city government to catch PERC's vision.
You've got engineers who have designed a system that's cheaper, that is more compact, that is visually acceptable, and produces a product that everybody likes. Not bad.
Not bad considering the city will be able to do away with the acres of wastewater ponds and say goodbye to the treatment process that uses chemicals to disinfect the water. Chemicals that leave behind byproducts and high levels of nitrates harmful to people and the environment. To pump this treated water directly into the ground would cause environmental devastation.
Before, you know, this plant produced good enough water, and now we have to recycle. And if we put this water in the ground, it's going to ruin our supply.
But PERC's all-natural process yields no such problems. Just water good enough to give right back to Mother Nature.
So we have no chemicals, and we have no byproducts. And that's very important. We don't clean the water, we don't disinfect the water with chlorine, we use ozone or UV.
When we take in this wastewater, process it, we traditionally sell it to a golf course nearby. It goes down into the ground, and the ground acts as a filter, and it ends up back in the aquifer. All right. But the quality of the water that we're going to get from the PERC plant, we can drill into the ground and literally discharge the water back into the aquifer. The quality of that is what the state loves and every other resident loves, because we're going to get a good quality.
And that means good quality of life for the people living in El Mirage now, and for all the people who will live in El Mirage someday.
So El Mirage was a good place to come home to in the past, and we're hoping that, we're just hoping that this new growth will still make it'll be a good place to come home to.
This is Howard Dean for Arizona Environmental News.